Well, hey, this is Steve at Thousand Year Home. So yesterday I left off with the rough fit around the door that I'm going to be doing with these door jambs and top post. They're heavy. So what I've done today is decided which side's going to be exposed, and I'm fine with the little bit of cracking there, maybe. Nope, I changed I changed my mind in flight. So I found this will be the top, this will be the door side that you'll see on each side. So what I'm doing is laying them out. I'll drill holes in them. I've got my 8-inch or 6-inch 3/8 drill in, so I'm hoping that that'll punch for 8 holes. I need 8 holes on this door. And I'm hoping it does more than that. So we'll see. And but anyway, I'm going to drill everything as far as I can with the regular drill. Lastly, is the heat is still something else. It's a little cooler. It's 84 right now, probably 10:30, 11 o'clock. And yesterday my cameras kept turning off. So we'll see how far I get with this today. Let me see if that's a decent angle or I'll be in the way. Maybe I'll be in the way. I don't know. So both door lintels will be the same. I'll run, and they're offset a little bit because I want the doors, the drills to fit here. Let me show you. All right. So there's inner door jamb, right? So I have dimensional number here and here, and that's for the door sill, and that's the door jamb that's dimensional, and this is a a post that I'm using for reinforcement. But I want the screw as it passes through to pass through into this post. I don't want it to show up in the middle. So I got to offset it a little bit. And then to make up for that little bit of offset, I'm going to use a clavo to hide the offset screw as well as recess the hole a little bit. You'll see when I get there. So. All right. Let me see. Let me see. Try to get a focus here. All right, and this poor camera has been dropped 3 times so far on this construction project. And once I get to, I don't know, 3,000 subscribers or something, I'll treat myself to a new camera. But I know I'm just going to drop it, so I'm real hesitant to get another one. These are what came in. They're 3/8 by 6. I ordered some 8-inch too, but they didn't arrive. 8 would have made me feel a little better. And also I ordered 1/4 inch in the same sizes, and those didn't come in. I've got 2 of these. So let's see how long carbide tips last. Titanium are what I like to use. Put a board there so I'm not hitting my tailgate, so nobody freak out. This is 6-inch true, and this is 5.5, so I may get through by that much. But we're going to have to tinker around to get through the metal. Maybe that'll do it. We'll find out. Alright, now I've got all those pilot holes drilled all the way through. I'm going to take the hinge of the door off the pins, pull it off so I can put clamps around the door, and then see if I can drill pilot holes in all of these metal. And then at that point, well, actually I think I'll put the glue down in faith, glue them up, drill. Maybe I'll do one test drill here and make sure I can get through. But anyway, I'll do that. I'll put up a post, I'll do a test drill in faith that I can get through the metal with that drill bit. It's unproven. Clamp them on with the glue and then bolt them on with the lag bolts. I'm going to stick 4 in for now. So that's my plan. I'm going to go ahead and turn off this camera and restage it. Otherwise, they just overheat. Alright, I moved the truck around, pulled it up where there's just about 6 inches between it and the wall. I'm going to use it as the bottom kind of pinch for the 6x6. Let's see if I can pull the pins out of the door and whatnot. As I'd like. Let me show you here. I'm going to end up accepting the flaws or sanding. I'm not sure which. Alright, well this looks good to me. The fit around here. The fit here, I think if I crank it down a little bit. What doesn't look good to me is there's a bow in the door right here. I think I'll let that go. I mean, it's rough cuts wood. Alright. Okay. Let's see if I can get that drill bit through one of those holes. felt it go through. All right. So yeah, that will work. I can get that done. Let me run a bolt in and out and see if that works. I doubt I'll hit it again. Maybe I'll put some marks on the thing before I unscrew it. All right. I'm gonna run a test fit. It's the same lag bolt, only short. And there's the clavo. I just want to make sure I can cover up the hole. That's the difference between a fully charged 1.5 milliamp battery and a 4 milliamp battery. It got, as soon as it got into the weeds, it gave up the ghost. I charged that all night long. Well, other than the heat, which is cooking me to death, cooking my camera. All right, there's my first hole prototype. I haven't driven that clavo all the way in. All I gotta do now, I just run some glue. I'll figure out what I want to do with that little bevel, which maybe is nothing, right? Up at the top, I'll make sure it's cleared. See, it's not clearing right now. All right, I've got the glue on there at an angle, so it'll run everything off. Let me glue this thing up. It is drying fast in this sun, let me tell you. What's the chance I could get a screw back down in that same hole? I don't know, bet you all a Coke. No, I won't bet you all a Coke. What if I end up with 1 million people? That'd be like $2.80 a Coke. I'd go broke. I'd sure like it to go down in the same hole. I don't have any delusions, though. Oh. Whap, whap. Get another clamp on there now that I messed it up. Good thing I didn't bet that Coke. And now I only have 810 people. That still would have been $1,600, assuming that was a $2 Coke. Bet you I could have found 10-cent Coke somewhere. That would have been $80. two that are off, I'm going to drill a new hole at a slight angle. Slight angle to change where I'm going in at. By going at an angle, I may not be able to reach that 6-inch depth that I need. We'll see. Things are not going to plan. All right, I'm too tired and too hot, and that little bit of angle that I needed to hit something is I don't have a drill bit that's long enough. I needed those 8-inch to come in. I am frustrated to no end. This thing should have just been like this. It's not. So, all right, I need a rest. All right. So the next morning, I believe that's all dry. I'm going to put the clavos on because I have a really thick lag bolt that I might stick in the middle. And because these little thinner landscaping, those landscaping legs they're just a little too thin for me. I don't know if I can do this with one hand. All right. Let me get my, I think my holder. Be just a minute. I'm just doing that so I can see what the balance point looks like. That looks pretty good. I bought these online. I don't know if it's focusing. Sidco Supply, it says. Black clavos. So there you go, www.sidcosupply.com. Let me go ahead and drive in the rest of these. And then I'm going to work on the top lintel, and we'll go from there. Okay, there they are with the clavos put in place. And I'm going to debate whether or not to put a large lag bolt there, like a 3/8 inch lag bolt. Well, right now I'm going to muscle up the lintel across the top. Right there. I have not successfully muscled up one of those that large, and I tried once. So I'm halfway up. We'll see how close I get. All right. All right, I did it, and I didn't get hurt. I heard that clamp start to give out though. That scared me a little. So now I need to move that over where it's balanced, and maybe I'll cut some off too. I'm not sure. I had a little center mark on it, and I can't find it now, so I'm going to have to remeasure. All right, just match up those two center marks. I'll decide whether or not I want to cut any off. And then I'm going to mark it and cut it at top post right there. I noticed that it just has a little bit of angle to it that I don't want. I'll probably get up there with a plane saw or chainsaw and plane it flat. When I'm done, the door will come right down to here. So that's my goal. You'll notice that I'm wearing jacket in the morning, and then it's frickin' 94 in the afternoon. So I got just a few more minutes in the morning before work that I could get this kind of work done. And then it gets too hot, and then I have to wait until 4 o'clock to start. I'm losing time looking for stuff. I gotta take time to do a cleanup of my tools. They're getting too scattered. All right, let's see. I'm gonna rotate so I can see what it looks like on both ends. Oh, I don't know. Feels a little long to me. dramatic effect. And then I need to make that one flat there so you can see what I mean. I noticed that when I was working with it. Got an angle. Alright, so I made a center mark here, and then I made a center mark there. And I'll end up lining those up. And then I'll cut out a notch here that's just as deep as that notch. I'm going to need to fix this though. Alright, that feels better to me than a little kitchen step stool, a real ladder. It's a 4 or 5 or 800 pound rating, I forget what it was. So now my idea is still to pick that up and put it on top, move it around back and forth, and cut those out 1 inch deep using a circular saw and a chisel. Drill the holes that I need to, well, maybe I'll drill them there, maybe I won't. And then fix that one that's got a little lean. One log has that one has a defect on the back side, and it wobbled my scribe line. Since these will be wrapped in earth bag, I'm not worried about that wobble. I just don't want to mess with it. So I'm just going to cut it out. All right, chainsaw time. I'm going to try to cut those notches with a chainsaw. I'm going to make a mark or measure. Maybe I'm lucky. Maybe that Roby mark right there is 1 inch. I went 1 inch deep. This is a really bad idea. Yeah, that Roby mark is 1 inch. I should use a circular saw. For I know I got 1 inch all the way across. Yeah, I'll use a circular saw. That's a bad idea. I had a bad idea. Bad thought. All right, be right back. Got to get my circular saw. Well, thank you for joining me at the top of the world. So, I don't know if I caught the video of me getting that flat with the chainsaw, but I did. It's not too bad. I knocked out most of the taper. And I scribed some lines. I am surprised at how not perpendicular these ended up. I looked at this a couple of times. I'm going to put a T-square on that, an L square, before I commit to sawing those that crooked. All right, looky there. All right, you see what I see? See, that's a design feature. I want the door to be able to swing open a little wider. So I beveled the, no, I did it. Either there's a twist in the log or my shim has got it pushed out just a little bit. It does work to my advantage though, because the door will not pinch it, then the door will open. Wonder if this side is also got that little lean. A little bit. Not as much though. But both of those, that's a little better for me because the door then will have some clearance. All right. All right, we're up at top of the world. This is Steve. I'm on top of the Conex, sort of, on a ladder. I'm going to notch out this log with a chisel and circular saw that I set for 1 inch. Better be close. Maybe I'll make a test cut first. Well, I don't know if that'll work or not, but anyway, I did highlight my scribe lines with the marker so that I could see it. I double checked this to make sure it's the right depth, and I'm committed. All right, I don't know if it skipped screen or not, but I'm going to rotate that over, throw those scraps into the scrap bucket, anyway, and chisel. I'm up pretty high for chiseling, and it's getting hot, so I might get the other side done too. We'll find out. Okay, not half bad for a field chisel, and in fact, this little bit of tooth there is for my adhesive. I'm not going to plane that flat for my liquid nails. So I really hope that I got this right. I'm going to go ahead and take a chisel and bevel those so that it clunks in a little better. Now I have that side to do. The sun is officially up and has already started cooking me. So I'm going to try to get this done without video. So I'm trying to decide if I'm done. If I could get that knocked in with a sledgehammer on that side, I sure can. All right, I say it's glue and pound time. And I hope I'm not too far off. So my goal was to get down over this thing right here and then be able to spray foam behind it. Closed cell foam. And then put a cap on it. And make sure that no water gets behind the door at all. Man, I think I'm there. I think I'm there. All right. So let's see where I'm at right now. Squeezing through the door. Oh, bright. It says 91 outside. So let me go up and see. Rotate. All right, let me see here. 122. Well, that's not murder weather. 122. So, all right, I've got the post up as expected. I went in with it's glued, of course, against everything, and then I've got spray adhesive, spray foam rather, that I sprayed in the back all the way around. These look pretty good. All right. So I let that cure. And now I'm going to cut a gutter since it's 1,000,000 degrees. And I put a gutter flap over the top as the last thing. And looky there, I've already laid out the gutter. I made some marks below that. I cut off that front edge. And that way the water will run off of that beam and down on the inconsequential sides of the shipping container. And all of that is a lot of hard work, considering I'm going to end up putting sandbags around the outside of this and making an adobe style home with a different kind of a water diversion system entirely. But I don't want it to leak in between getting that done. And you know the old saying, it's only temporary until it works. So I don't know what the future will bring, but I got to make sure I get in here this fall. All right, so since it's 122 on the roof, I'm not working on the roof anymore. I'm in the shade. It's 91 here in the shade, so much better. So I don't know if I could do this or not. There we go. But I'm going to sit here and trim this. Everything is becoming congested for me. The build project is to the point where I should be cleaning and organizing. Can't find my tools. There's stuff scattered around. But I'm so close to being able to move in that I just want to focus on that. So, all right, so this piece of tin is cut to the size. See, I marked some things. That's the fold where it folds over, so I'm going to need to cut it another 5.5 inches. I'm going to guess at that 5.5 inches is right here. Maybe I'll make it a little bigger, right there. How are we doing? We're doing all right. So I don't know if these aluminum gutters will last 1,000 years, but these don't have to anyway, because once I get the earth bag on there and stuccoed, then the top part will be a patio, and I'm going to run channels for the water that will run the water off into into storage containers. So I'm going to try to harvest my own rain if it ever rains. Man, I can't remember the last time I've had appreciable rain here in Texas. I really can't. I see other people in the world, they've got too much water, and poor little old Texas doesn't have nearly water enough. Everything's falling apart. Come on. All right. So I think I'll just cut it right along that line, and I think that'll be fine. Oh, we can never. Sorry about that. Let's see if I can get this in there. Where is it? There we go. A lot of editing goes into these videos, because nothing's perfect the first time. I wish I had a little nibbler. Go through this a lot faster. These thin aluminum gutters, you can't use, I've tried to use metal reciprocating saws on them, and they're just too floppy for that. You have to get in there and man up and do it this way. Hands getting tired. I'm only a third of the way there. You can see right now I'm gonna have to speed run this video. Whew. Oh my gosh. Halfway there. Oh, my arm is so tired. Oh, I wish I had a nibbler. All right, let's try it from the other end. That's getting too hard. I don't know if it'll work from this end either. Man! All right. Where's my knife? This is an old knife made out of a file. I put an edge on it because there's nothing like it. It's the best construction knife I've ever had. All right, not half bad. Not half bad. Now I gotta cut that off. I half wonder if I could fold it. If that one would actually be beneficial. No, I don't have a crimping fender like that. Halfway through this, my hand is sore. Oh my gosh. Alrighty. Okay. I believe that'll do, and then I'll tack it in on both ends and glue it up, and that'll keep my roof from the door from catching water from the roof and running it all off the other. It'll help it run off on the other side. There you go. All right, moment of truth. I'm gonna put up this little aluminum gutter. So. Right. Oh, my marks and cuts might have been a little off. I'll pick one side and I'll work it around. So let me make sure they're all, yeah, they'll all glue. All right, let me glue them all and then I'll turn my camera back on. All right. I've had this truck sitting here 2 days as a platform while I've been doing this work, and I'm kind of tired of having it here. So I would like to do the top as well, but I just glued that down and screwed it, and I actually think I'll wait just a little bit. So one more day of this sitting here, and I want to do the top piece, but I think letting it glue in is the right idea. So I'll go ahead and do that.